I don't know how this happened. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 24th episode of the show, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. It's the 362nd episode overall, titled As Time Runs Out. We begin this episode in the Skull Cavern where Banshir has requested Jinxer, who says Olympias has failed too many times. She wants to see Lokai and Viper right now. Jinxer says okay, walking away, but Olympias is nearby listening. Lokai and Viper are now in a field with Olympias, who says that they need to put their differences aside and they're confused. Olympias says they'll only have enough power to kill the Rangers if they work together. Viper wants to know why they should work together, and Olympias says they should just put their weapons down and shake on it. Lokai is stupid and falls for it immediately, shaking his hand. Viper takes a second, but she eventually bad acts her way over to a handshake. Then suddenly vines from underground grab Viper and Lokai, dragging them down, and they're both screaming. Olympias laughs to himself about this as the two disappear underground. Oh well. Banshir is told by Olympias how Viper and Lokai got killed by the Rangers, and Banshir is like, what the fuck, go avenge them, dude. He agrees. We see a gross plant monster walking around in a field, and they put a big hand down. They're apparently rose-based. In the Hummer, the Rangers are tracking a disturbance in the area. They park and get out looking around. Nothing, it seems. Chad then finds something, though, yelling for them. It's that plant hand. Kelsey walks over, getting closer. She goes to touch it, but Carter stops her. Then vines come out wrapping around the morphers. They can't morph now. Now the monster has appeared, saying that the morphers are useless until the flowers open and release the spores at noon today, which will spread a gazillion poisonous spores all over Mariner Bay, killing everyone. One more hour till noon. They're not wasting time here. He disappears and the Rangers are kind of panicking. The monster, named Vilevine, meets up with Olympias in the forest, and he updates him on how the Rangers are screwed. Olympias is stoked, and then he leaves. So does Vilevine. Alright then. Out in the desert, Viper and Lokai emerge from the sand. How the hell does that work? They complain about Olympias and they want to kill him now. This would be better if Viper wasn't such a terrible actor. They're walking away. In the Aqua Base, it's 11:39 and Miss Fairweather is going to try to blast the morphers. Carter is holding perfectly still and he's getting the flower blasted. He's dealing with some serious heat and she has to turn it off because it seems to be ready to pass out. But it worked! Just kidding. The rose is normal again. Joel tries bolt cutters. Nope. Kelsey says they should isolate themselves so that the spores don't get out. That's oddly topical. Miss Fairweather says that the spores are too small to be contained. Lasers have no effect. Well, this is haunting. Mitchell runs in, saying that there's a lab on the east side that they may have something that can kill the poison. They have about 18 minutes and the lab will meet them halfway. The Rangers are going and the flowers are slowly opening. They get to a parking lot and hear some vials of stuff and they assure them that it's gonna work. Just kidding, Vilevine fires at them, shattering the antidote. Jesus Christ. He then disappears, saying they only have 4 more minutes. The Rangers are pretty somber, unsure what to do. Carter looks up to see a plane or something overhead, and he goes, of course! The Max Solar Zord! What? They call out the Max Solar Zord, and at this point, the spores should just be open. They run into the Max Solar Zord, and Carter explains to Mitchell that the spores can't hurt anyone in outer space. They take off, and Vilevine watches from the ground, laughing. In space, the flowers are beginning to open, and they're panicking. It's now 12 noon exactly, and the flowers are open, and Carter says to open the shuttle Zord door. Well, apparently space is a vacuum this season, and all the spores are getting sucked out along with the Rangers being pulled that way. They're emptying all the spores into space, which could definitely just fall right back down to Earth. Then Kelsey's seatbelt breaks, and she's totally flailing around hilariously. They're holding on to her, trying to keep her safe, and Lightspeed loses the signal. The door closes and the flowers are dead, falling off. The Max Solar Zord fires the spores, which makes no sense since the spores are so tiny they said lasers couldn't do anything, but whatever. Vilevine is attacking the city, but here comes a Max Solar Zord coming back to Earth. He keeps blowing up buildings in the name of Queen Banshira, but here are the Rangers. Dana has a creepy laugh here for no reason. Lightspeed, rescue! The Rangers take on Batlings with their battle boosters and weapons, and as always, this season continuously delivers on action. Carter marches forward, going through explosions like NBD, and he takes on Vilevine himself, punching him in the rose. The Rangers hit him too, and Carter uses his battle booster to hit him back. They do their Spectra Blast attack, blowing him up. Mission accomplished. Olympias tells Jinxer to make him giant, so he does. The Rangers call it the Omega Megazord, and now everything's on fire. He fires on the Omega Megazord, which is just walking through explosions. This is drama. They use the Omega missile, actually firing it for once, and then they use the spear to slash Vilevine, blowing him up once and for all. Lokai and Viper are still in the desert, and yep, they're back at that exact same place as the first episode. Again. Viper is leading the way, finding the crack in the earth where the tomb is. Is the dead Cobra just down there? Viper says there's someone down there that can help them with Olympias. In the distance, oh hey, it's Ryan. He's watching the two. Has he just been out here doing surveillance for a couple weeks? Viper pushes Lokai down into the tomb and she follows. They talk about how amazing this place is. Viper finds a giant spider web on the tomb and she reads some fake nonsense about Banshir's breath or whatever. Lokai throws a rope, where the hell did they get that, into the open tomb and a big burst of flames comes up. Viper says some rhyming BS and now someone has the rope down there. It moves. Here comes a creepy hand and it's exactly who you thought via the shadow. Ryan is nearby looking down. Oh yeah, it's Diabolico. Guess he ain't so dead after all. Diabolico is like, let's go girls, and they teleport up, knocking Ryan back. He hides. By him, Diabolico is like, yo, screw those Power Rangers. He will repay Lokai and Vipra for this deed. And Vipra says that Olympius tried to kill them, but they have to explain how he isn't a baby anymore and he actually has his star power. They teleport out and Ryan watches, earning his paycheck this week. The end. This episode's interesting because it's telling the story of how the Rangers had everything against them with Vilevine. I mean, the plan was pretty ingenious. And then as soon as they get that handled, Viper and Lokai just resurrect freaking Diabolico. They can't catch a break. Like I said before, the villain politics are interesting, but I heard that Viper is like the only face actor doing this here. The actress cannot carry it like Amy Miller did as Trakina or even Melody Perkins as Astronema. It's interesting on paper how Olympius is trying to kill Lokai and Viper so that he can be the most successful to his mom, but other than that, it's just kind of bad thanks to the acting. Next time, Diabolico comes face to face again with the Rangers, but until then, may the power protect you.